Hi everyone, I am back with the second part of the Levy wig tutorial. This one will be about styling the bangs. As was stated before, this is a Arda Wigs in Jaguar, and it is in the color Denim Blue. This wig actually has a lot of bangs, very thick, and I have to do it in several parts. So, it tends to have like a lot of poof in the bangs. There's a way you can control it. One of which is using the hair dryer. That will help smooth the fibers back. When you heat the fibers, they will reposition themselves basically to where you want it, as long as you let it cool down enough while holding it. That's how artist fibers work. They will hold a curl or any other position as they cool down, not as they heat up. So let's go. Okay, here are my tools. I've got a blow dryer with a few settings. It's got hot, warm, cool, low, and high. Now you don't have to really have this. If you use a regular one that doesn't have all these settings, just make sure you're kind of a distance away so you don't melt the fibers on the wig. And then this one also has a cold button. I have T-pins, which are the wig pins. They secure the wig to your styrofoam head or whatever head that you have. I usually put two in each temple, or one in each temple, being two, and one at the crown. I've got in my dice case, old dice case, I've got bobby pins, two combs, which are rat tail combs, a fine tooth, and a large or wide tooth, a headband. And if you need it, there's detangling spray, or you can even just get silicone spray. This is just to help manage with the fibers if they're a little tangled up. It's not too bad when you have a short wig, though. Now I'm going to be moving the stand around a lot and back and forth. There's no real easy way for me to do this. So hopefully I don't blind you guys, make you guys too dizzy. So what I start out with is just combing the wig, making sure I know where I want to do the bangs. Now what I want to do is starting where these long parts are. I'm going to kind of pin back. Now that's about where this little tab almost here, that's where the temple is, and that's where I have my pin, if you can see it. So that's about where I want to start on Levy's bangs. So I'm just going to take a bobby pin and kind of pin that back. And I like to leave some of these little guys out. That way they have a little bit of flare on the side. So we're just going to throw a pin right there. And then we've got separation between the bangs themselves and the side bangs. So I'm going to do that again on this side. Sorry. Again, leaving some of these little wispies to the side. And that's really my first step. Now, I did previously style this twice. And so some of the little wispies are already in place to where they were when I originally styled it, but that's alright. So, we have separation where they need to be. Now the next step I do is pulling back all these little individual sections to form the little bang poof she has. Now like I said, this has a lot of thickness to it, so you have to do it in 3, maybe 4 sections. So what I like to do, and you can see right here, those are the weftings, and so they're basically put in layers down to make the wig, or sideways, or however. So I like to use these weftings as kind of a guide for pulling back sections. So this is where, at least on the very upper layers, where using the hair dryer is going to be really helpful, because if you pin this back, you don't have much of a bump, but if you let go of it, it's just gonna fly forward. So what happens is, if you use heat on these wigs, and I'm just going to use warm, and on low is if you pull them back, you don't want to keep it too close even when it's on low. And that might be enough. Maybe not. Helps to keep that kind of staying down. See? Helps a little bit. Now, don't worry about putting a whole lot of heat on these guys. They can actually stand a decent amount of heat. I was really scared the first time I did it, I won't lie. I was afraid that I would melt the fibers, but they're heat resistant up to 450 degrees. The classic fibers are. So now I'm just going to pin them back, and 1 or 2 pins, doesn't really matter, whatever you need to hold it back. Make sure you got the pins in the right way. You want the squiggly side down. So there, we've got a little bit of a poof, but not too bad. So you're just going to repeat this on each layer. I'm probably going to do 3. So I'm just going to keep filming this. I'll speed it up. But you're going to want to, again, find your wefting layers. And I see you've already got a little bit of this poof, her little spikies going on after the poof. I say poof a lot, I'm sorry, it's a fun word. So now, you're gonna look like this. You've got a thin layer up top to use, and I'm actually keeping some of these down. Yeah. So, just again, I'm gonna make another layer. Using the top. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put the sides up, and if I need to pull stuff down, which I know I will already, then we pull it down. I don't pull this one too tight, because if you do, you're gonna start seeing the inside of the wig cap. And there you go. I'm going to pull a little bit more down probably because it just has a little too much of the hairline pulled back. But that's pretty much the gist of it. And you can even let it pull down a little bit. Like I said, you don't want to pull it down too much or start seeing the wig cap. Especially if you're very pale like I am, or if you're very dark skinned, that wig cap might show more because it's a completely different color than your skin tone. So I'm just going to use my rat tail comb and pull some of this down. It's pretty much that easy. You just want a nice framing. Pull a little more down. I don't like it. And you can just adjust your pins up there if needed. If you got some flyaways, that's what else that the detangling spray is good for. I'm going to take out these pins and see how it looks. If you need to pull back some more of the upper layers too, like you can see mine kind of sticking out there, that's always a option. So, ta-da! Now, the last step I do is put on the headband. And I place the pins on here, basically where the headband's going to cover. Now, if you want it to be more, you don't have her headband on, or you have a lacy headband, or whatever it may be, what you might want to do is paint your bobby pins, so a little less conspicuous. You can use this with spray paint. I've seen it done with nail polish, so you basically can do what you want with it. So this might be a little tricky to film because I'm going to be moving it around a lot. But you're going to pull back where her ears basically would be behind this long fringe. And with mine, I kept my ears covered. You can leave your ears out, whatever you want to do with the headband. But seam in the back, obviously. You might want to hold down your wig stand. Mine's not the best. It's homemade. So you're just going to hold that down, pull it over and down around the base. So here's all the stuff you want to leave out, around her neck, around everything. And again, you can always pull stuff out, put some stuff back in, tuck it in, whatever. You need 2 hands for this. This isn't pretty, I'm sorry. And so there, you're covered up. Again, get your rat tail comb. And you can pull all those little bits that might have gotten stuck. See, right there, you got a little loop. Just pull them out. All that stuff. That's why I love this rat tail comb. Using them is great. You don't have to get your hands in there. You don't have to get all fussy with it most of the time. And you just pull all those little hairs out. Now, like I said about the little wispies, see, we've got some here. That's where, again, rat tail comb, I'm going to pull them out. So I'm going to get in here with my little comb and pull them back in. And that's usually a matter of just kind of flicking it like I was doing. Pull those out. Those are going to be a little side wisps. Other side, that's actually not too bad. So you just get in there, kind of just poke around in there. I'm not an expert at styling a wig. I'm going to be the first one to tell you that. I kind of just went with it. 100%. Okay, I'm just going to figure this out on my own. So, there you go, around the back. And my next tutorial will be styling your spikes. See you then.